right. How's it going, everybody?
Good. How are you?
What's going on?
Welcome to, I'm going to pull a number right out of my hat here, Keith. Welcome to week number 2026 of Boating Tips Live. I don't know. we're getting up there.
Halfway through the year, right?
We are. We're having a good time. We're here, and we've got some more special guests this week. So, got Captain Paul and Danielle Gage here, and they are with Reeling Freedom. So, we're going to be talking everything tournament fishing today. So, that could mean something different wherever you're at, whatever you're fishing for. But you guys do something pretty special, and just in a way, giving back. So
looks like Nick's kind of freezing up there. So go ahead and Danielle, go ahead and introduce yourself and kind of tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Yeah, absolutely. Privileged to be able to come on and talk a little bit about what we do. I do work with MarineMax. That's how I kind of got involved a little bit about being able to come on here. I work with the vacation side. I came on in 2017 with MarineMax. On the vacation side, we offer luxury dream vacations to the BVIs. You have over 60 cruising destinations that you can visit over there. So if you want some more information, I can help you on that side. We're super excited because the BVIs is opening December 1st. So
awesome.
I know we are pretty excited about that because it's been a long few months on rescheduling vacations. But with the Reeling Freedom Foundation, we stood that up in 2016. My husband spent 22 years in the Marine Corps, and he is a 100% disabled veteran from all the tours that he did. Paul, do you want to touch a little bit on that as well? And I can share a little bit more as well.
Sure.
How we got
so Captain Paul Gage here. Like she said, I'm a retired Marine. I served 22 years in the Marine Corps. Originally from Newport, Vermont, up in the Canadian border. Joined the Marine Corps in 1992. Officially retired in 2014 down here to Florida. And we started the Reeling Freedom Foundation around 2016. So it's pretty exciting.
Really quick story on how we actually stood the foundation up.
Sure.
We won't spend too much time with it, but we were blessed to buy our boat to go offshore fishing. We kept seeing a lot of veterans on the side, and we just kept offering to take veterans offshore. About 6 months after that, I said, why don't we make this a nonprofit? Short story. Here we are, almost 4 or 5 years later. And so we stood the foundation up. And basically, we believe that it's therapy to get out on the water and have a little bit of just relief, I guess, when you get out there. I mean, you guys are boaters. You all know about boating and what it's like to get out there and just have some stress relief. So water is therapy. So we get veterans and first responders out on the water. And that's why we ended up getting into the tournament fishing as well. We take the veterans out, we put them on the boat and see what we can do with it.
Yeah, I agree, man. We kind of talked about this in another episode. We get out in the water. I mean, with me, you can just feel your blood pressure drop.
Mm-hmm.
It's something about it. You get out there and you get away from all the stressors on land and doing all that. So how many boats do you guys have, or if we got captains on here or people want to get involved, and how can we on the outside looking in help you guys out?
Yeah, so we have our own boat. We have one. We also have Captain Gene Hammond, who is on our board. He is a U.S. Coast Guard certified captain as well, and he's got his own boat. So we primarily run on those two boats. But we have captains all the way from St. Pete all the way up to Hudson that will volunteer their time. If we can't keep up with the workflow of putting people on the water, all I got to do is make a phone call, and these guys will jump up and put them on the water. We pay for all their expenses, so it's not like the captain's doing it for free. Because we don't want anything for free. We want to pull our own weight, but they do donate their time, and we'll pay all their expenses and everything for that day for them to be on the water. So we get a lot of help. We have no problem getting help, that's for sure.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We've teamed up with Hubbard's Marina. They take veterans out for us. Dylan's a great guy. He does a lot of work with us. We had a veteran on a wheelchair last week on Greg Leonard's boat. He's got a handicap accessible boat. With a wheelchair accessible. And so we had them out last week. And a Marine, he literally, amputee, two amputee, double amputee. Is that what it was, Paul?
He was either a double or triple, yeah.
Yeah, just great stuff. It's it's really neat to see and watch their faces and their expressions when they get out there. So but that's what we do. We just have a lot of, like you said, we have a lot of captains that work with us. I mean, the idea is to get more boats, but we just, we're fairly new. We're 4 or 5 years old, growing into this, and it just keeps getting bigger. So
That's awesome, man. You got everybody to kick in and help out and
Mhm.
all that stuff. Speaking of Dylan Hubbard, did you happen to see his live walkthroughs yesterday there at the pass? So
No, I didn't see
it's
yesterday's. No.
all the sand is
Oh, no.
washing around the jetty there. So the friendly fishermen, his boats are literally on the beach right now. So
Oh, missed that one.
something's got to be done to help them out and all those businesses there at the pass.
Oh my
'cause
gosh.
that's good. The whole thing's kind of like silting in over there.
I'll make sure I watch it when we get done.
Yeah, it was pretty good. He was on a couple different times yesterday.
Mm.
So as far as veterans and stuff like that, what's the best way for them, or what's the criteria and stuff like that to get with you guys?
So we don't discriminate against anybody. We're not to the point yet where we have to do that. We're blessed that we have a lot of help. And we have a lot of captains, so we can pretty much take everybody fishing. But they can go on our website, reelingfreedom.com, to sign up. And we ask that, if you have your own boat, if you can afford to get on the water, then, please don't take a seat from anybody else. But if you just want a day on the water with Reeling Freedom, go on to reelingfreedom.com and sign up, and we'll contact you when we have a trip. We try to do a trip once a quarter with Captain Dylan Hubbard. And we also have a couple of other charter companies that help us out too as well. But Dylan's our number one to go to. But we'll book a whole boat once a quarter and take out 40, 50 guys and gals and take them out. We try to do about 200 trips a year total. So we're in the water as much as we can be.
Wow.
Yeah.
You offer it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, no, I was just saying, do you guys do the inshore stuff too with some of your guides up and down the coast?
We do. Most of the guides that we use are all inshore guides. Myself and Captain Gene Hammond, we do offshore, as well as Captain Dylan. But going offshore, as you know, is expensive. It's not a cheap trip. For the cost of an offshore trip, I can do 4 or 5 inshore trips for veterans. So we do a lot of inshore trips. Most of our trips are inshore.
Awesome. So do you guys have am I reading it here? There's a tournament coming up, I think in March.
Yes, we do our Warrior Shootout in the beginning of March every year. And it's to raise money and bring awareness to PTSD. Every year it gets bigger and bigger. And we're having the tournament at the Bay Pines Marina down by Bay Pines by the VA hospital. Dave Travis, the owner of the marina there, is letting us do it for free there. He doesn't charge us anything. And it's just a great venue. You can bring your boats in there. Wheelchairs can get around everywhere. It's just a great event. And Honor Off Road comes down there every year and helps run it with us. So that's our annual tournament we do ourselves, and everybody's welcome to come. It's always a great turnout.
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding. So speaking of tournaments, you guys fish the local ones around here?
We do. We try to fish every tournament we can. We're not experts by any stretch of the imagination, but we have a good time. We get people on the water, and we do pretty good. Yeah.
Cool. What's the name of your boat?
It says Reeling Freedom right down the side of it. You can't miss it.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the most patriotic boat on the water.
Awesome.
And our tournaments basically, when we started tournament fishing was to basically raise awareness for the foundation. And now we run with Wild West, all the Wild West tournaments, and James and Jenny. They armed anglers. Am I saying that right?
Angler Armory.
I always say it backwards. Yeah, we run with them a lot. They support us heavily with the foundation. Whatever fish they sell to the market comes to the foundation. So they're great. I mean, they're amazing people. So
they're one of our biggest sponsors, Angler Armory.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So actually this year, I know they've got an inshore and an offshore division. So, like a lot of times the Angler Armory or the Wild West, is a lot of the big guns, them guys that, crank up and run out to the grounds or the elbow or here or there, or go to clear down the Tortugas or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But now you got the inshore division, which I think is kind of like the king of the beach or whatever. They give you some boundaries, right?
Right. It's a 30-mile boundary west.
Right. So I think it's north, south, and west as far as the 30 miles, I believe, something like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an awesome tournament. It allows the little guys to go out and play. The big guys, they're running 100 miles. They have, triple 450 yards on it. They're going 100 miles an hour. And then you got someone with a little 25, 30-foot boat. they just can't compete. So why
Right.
bother even play?
Well,
So Jenny and James designed it so that everybody can play.
Yep. No, it makes sense. But I mean, you guys have been doing this for a while, fishing wise. I mean, you know as well as I do, there's a lot of money that's come out of inside Tampa Bay, right out here where I am. You know, God knows, you know, the 90-foot hole at Egmont. Who knows how much money's come off the peaks? I mean, that's money, you know, every time. So I mean, there's a lot of places, you know, those guys maybe they run 120, 150 miles and turn around and run back. But a guy in a 17 or 18-foot Dauntless can be sitting right out there in a ditch and, you know, put a 50-pound fish in the box.
I believe the winning fish from King of the Beach last year was caught right by the flagpole.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's $100,000 fish right there.
Yep. It's, you know, where the bait is and stuff like that. I mean, and I know a guy, you know, out there trolling the blue bomber, you know, and everybody else is out there, you know, live baiting and chumming and doing all that stuff. But, you know, you're just dragging hardware and fish swims by and, you know, the numbers aren't probably going to be there. Damn right. You know, but that's part of tournament fishing, right? That's the whole, the part of it, you know, the anticipation and the preparation. And then, you know, you go out and lay your cards down and see what happens.
Yep, absolutely.
So you guys got any good stories from tournaments or anything that you've been in and doing?
Oh, I guess we could tell you all kinds of stories. You know, we've got
time to kill, so go ahead.
We've lost rods over shore. We've lost overboard. We've lost GoPros overboard, and we've lost gaffs overboard. Last year, one of the first trips out, I wasn't on the boat, but it was on the other Reeling Freedom boat. One of the guys on the boat, the first thing in the morning, they got a tuna, and he reached down with the gaff, hooked the tuna, and the tuna ran away with the gaff. So they fished all day long without a gaff. Pretty funny, but we've done all kinds of crazy stuff out there. We have a good time.
You just never know. You really never know. One of the I think there's a picture in there. One of the biggest kingfishes that was caught on the boat. I'm holding it, but I didn't catch that kingfish. We were actually bottom fishing. Lauren caught that kingfish. I mean, it's a team effort when those things come in, and it takes, you know, 30, 40, sometimes an hour to get those things in. And she was on the lightest reel. I think it had 20-pound test on it, and the tiniest hook that you could ever imagine. And that kingfish, it was huge, and we got it in the boat. I'm not really sure how, but it was just hooked just right. And it was one of the biggest ones that we've caught on the boat. I think that, how many of you think that, do we lose Paul?
Yeah, but Paul. He'll come back.
He'll come back. But that, I mean, he was huge. I mean, he was one of the biggest kingfishes that we've caught on the boat. So, but it's always a battle. So you just never know what you're going to run to when you're out there fishing.
Yeah. Well, that's the fun thing, you know, like with the kingfish and the light drags.
Yeah.
You know, because like you said, you probably just had that little treble hook upside the face or something.
Yeah.
That's why you can't lock them down or get on them too hard.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're going to end up pulling out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, so that tuna, that was a bycatch. I mean, you're out there fishing for kingfish, but it's like, that's a bonus. It's like, hey, cool. How's that? You know, you got yourself a tuna.
Yeah.
Couple different times we've been out there where we've hooked sailfish, you know, by accident. So, I mean, that's a cool thing. And, you know, at the peaks on this one, and, you know, all of a sudden the fish is taking off and then it's jumping. You're in a tournament and it's like, what do you want to do? You're going to cut him off? It's like, hell no, let's go. You know, so we can just let him keep on going. Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
but last year at the High Noon tournament, we were out there fishing. We caught a mahi, 2 permit, 1 kingfish. We caught we caught like a smorgasbord of different fish. It was insane. And that mahi must have been lost because he shouldn't have been around that time.
Yeah. You know, and it's weird too. I know a guy a couple of years ago. I think it was King of the Beach. They ended up 6th or 7th or something like that. Didn't have any bait. They were sabikiing bait out like near the checkerboard or somewhere out that way, and hooked a grunt and just flipped the grunt back out. And lo and behold, who would have thought? You know, big old monster kingfish, you know, eats the thing and takes off. You know, that guy's name's Matt. I'm going, there's no way. He goes, I'm telling you the truth. That's what it was.
Yeah, we did one of those last year too. I think the picture is up there somewhere. I had Amy Lockhart on the boat, and I had a flat line off the back of the boat with a circle hook with a grunt on it, and that line screamed. And so I fought it for a few minutes, gave her the line, and she reeled it in. It was probably a 60-pound kingfish, and it actually wrapped around the anchor line. So I grabbed the rod and wrapped it underneath and around the line 2 or 3 times to get it out. And we got it in the boat. It was hooked perfect in the cheek. And we pulled in that 60-pound kingfish off of a flat line with a grunt. So
I'll be darned.
you just never know. Our biggest kingfish we've ever caught on the boat were from sitting still on a flat line. So
With a grunt.
With a grunt.
Yes, with a
for
grunt.
real.
Yeah.
For real. The one that
So-
was down in the Keys was with a grunt too on that light line.
We were jigging for
Yeah.
yellowtail with that one.
Yeah.
Well,
That's crazy.
see, I learned something here. Instead of going out 2 days ahead, 3 days ahead, and pinning up all those big blue runners and all that stuff, let's go out and go grunt fishing and throw one out behind a boat and
I
see what happens, right?
I will go out the whole week and get blue runners and do everything that you're supposed to do. But
I think that's what we're gonna do this time. I think we're just gonna go out there and anchor up and throw some grunts out the back and see what happens. My team's watching, so I'm sure their skin is crawling right now.
They're like, oh heck no. Yeah.
Hey. So let's switch gears here just a little bit to see if we get some more questions or get some questions in here.
Okay.
With the MarineMax Vacations. So I was just on a delivery today.
Okay.
And I just found out from you earlier that we're opening back up.
Mm-hmm.
I can get you the info for these folks. They're really interested. But what's like down in the BVIs, the MarineMax Vacation Charters and stuff, what's all entailed in that, involved in that?
Right. So basically when you call to get a quote, we'll get you all set up and get you down there. It's really just a dream vacation. I mean, if you want to get down there and do something different, we'll get you down there. You get on a boat, you can spend average charter is about 6 to 7 days down there. You can have a captain, you can do a bareboat. A bareboat charter is when you captain the boat yourself. If you have the experience of chartering or driving a boat, you won't need a captain. We do have a boating resume on our website that you can fill out. It takes maybe 10 minutes. And if you're an experienced boater, you'll know how to fill it out. And we know when we look at it, if you know how to boat, and we'll determine if you need a captain or not. Once we determine that, we'll say, okay, you're eligible for this size boat. We have 4 different boat sizes. We have a 36, which is a 2 cabin. We have a 44, which is a 3 cabin. A 48, which is a 4 cabin, and we have a brand new boat that will be available for charter officially in February, which is the brand new 54-foot 5 cabin, which is a beautiful boat. We're so excited about it, and believe it or not, it's booking out so fast. And I think we're going to have a total of 4 of them as of right now. It starts out with 3, and then we add the 4th one. So if you want to get some more information, you can go to the website. You can email me directly. It's Danielle.Gage@MarineMax.com as well. And I can get you a quote, send you a brochure. I have a lot of great email stuff I can email you as well about the vacations. There's 60 different cruising grounds. There's snorkeling, scuba diving, a lot of great beaches, beach bars, great restaurants. There's just so much to do over there. You could spend a week to 2 over there on these boats and just have a great time. So
that's it's awesome. So like I know like the 48 Aquila, and these are Aquilas that you're talking about.
Yep.
The 48 has got like 4 identical staterooms.
Correct.
So and you've got your own personal head in each one. So you go down there with a couple other couples, or there's 4 couples. You've got your own private space. Then you come up on midship on the deck. You got your galley and your living area and all that, and then you've got the bridge up top where you're going to run the boat. But you don't have to worry about anchoring. There's mooring balls out there.
Correct.
So you literally, drive the boat up. They've got charts. Everything's laid out. Your itinerary, I believe, is going to be laid out where you're going to go.
And we do. We have sample itineraries that we can provide you. We can help. We can help you plan a vacation if you've never been. We actually have for 2021. We have 3 flotillas for like a first-time family or group going that has never been. If you want to go with a group of people that just to make you feel comfortable. If you want to go with a group, we do offer flotillas. One of the cool things about our boats is we have water makers on them. A lot of boats don't offer that, so you don't have to watch your water usage. It'll just constantly make that water for you. It's one of my favorite parts on the boats. And then the open fly bridges, you don't see a lot of that on the boats from, being up top and to go grab that
Right.
mooring ball. That is just one of the great spots on the boat.
And then they've got dinghies on them as well, right?
Yep.
So you can go into the beaches and all that.
Yeah.
And then I've heard too, the restaurants, you can, if you wanted to eat on the boat, some of them, they'll come out to you. They can bring you your dinner onto the boat and all that.
Yeah. And then there's so many great spots to eat. I always tell everybody when they do their provisioning that don't over provision, do your breakfast, light lunches, maybe a couple dinners, because there's so many great restaurants that you're going to want to eat at. And the pricing is not over expensive. It's pretty good. So it's $10 to $20 a plate for food over there. So it's not horrible.
Yeah,
So
BVI
you guys-
is very, very reasonable. It's so cheap down there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys watching this now, and then you're going to, it's going to go live on eternity on here on the internet and on YouTube and Facebook and all that. So hit Danielle up and, she can get you set up and get the boat provisioned and get your trip all set and coordinated and all that. So
do we have any questions out there?
let's see. Let me go scroll over here. All you guys watching, we got a bunch of people watching. So kind of jump in with your questions and.
Yeah, some people. That's funny. Hush, hush, Jack, Jack. My dog is barking in the background. I'm not really sure why. I apologize for that.
What kind of dog's Jack?
He's a miniature pincher.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure why. I apologize that he's barking.
Does he like the boat?
Oh yeah.
Yes, he does. He loves the boat.
Doesn't like water though. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keeps him in the boat.
Yeah, he does.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, and the 36s. Yeah, Raul was just mentioning on here the 36s. They do have twin outboards, so that's really nice. So
the 36s are faster boats.
Oh yeah, they are. They'll go a little quicker.
Yep.
Get around a little quicker, and we've actually changed them up a little bit. So all the new ones coming in, they all have a little bit more of a closed concept. They're more of a cruising boat now because the ones we had were open, so now they have nice sliders on the back. So that's really nice. They have curtains in them, and so they're pretty.
I've got a 32 delivering Wednesday out of here.
Oh.
So 32 a kilo.
Oh,
So Lisa Harrison's got a question there. What's on your bucket list of fish to catch?
Oh, I haven't caught a sailfish yet, so that's the one I want to get.
Yeah, I have to say a sailfish or a roosterfish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So I've got the sailfish. Don't have the roosterfish, but got a swordfish. We caught some swordfish. We fished the Loops tournament, a few years ago, and out there at nighttime and get the swords. But probably a marlin. I haven't got that yet, and so it would be nice in one of those tournaments.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I would absolutely love to do that. And Nick just asked if we'll be at King of the Beach. Absolutely be at King of the Beach. We never miss King of the Beach. So,
November 7th.
Yep. And then with James and Jenny, we have I think it's going to be in January. Do you remember the date off the top of your head for Wild West?
Well, you have
the
Angler Armory Wild West is going on the 24th of this month is the first one. Then there's another one in November, I believe.
Well, there's one in January for the seafood. When where they do the seafood tournament every year, or festival every year, we'll be set up down there for that one as well. We always set up whenever we do the tournaments too for the foundation. We always set up a big booth for all of our merchandise, and just to help keep the awareness up as well for PTSD and suicide awareness. So whenever we have these big tournaments, we're always set up as well, selling our merchandise.
So Michael Thompson just jumped in. He goes, where is down there? So if we're talking about the Reeling Freedom and stuff, that's like Pinellas County, West Central Florida. We're basically, Clearwater, St. Pete area. But then as far as the MarineMax Vacations, that's down in the British Virgin Islands.
Correct.
So that's where that's all taking place.
Yes, correct. Yes. Absolutely.
So have heard rumors about people catching sailfish while kingfishing. Any truth to that? Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier there, Captain Nick. So
I've seen quite a few come out of the out here lately. People running out of St. Pete. I've seen a lot of people catching sailfish out there.
Yeah, along the shipping channel. I mean,
yeah,
I've caught them in the ditch just out past the Whistler, out at the Peaks, a little bit north of there too. So I mean, it's an awesome bycatch. I mean, I think I'm seeing more and more and more of it. I mean, years ago, I can think it was really rare, but now, maybe it's just because social media, you see a lot more, posts and stuff. But every spring seems like, okay, there's a pretty decent little sailfish push.
Yeah, there's been a lot of tuna out here lately too. When all the cruise ships are out there, people are going out there every day and cleaning up on tuna. There's been a ton of them out there.
Yeah. Looking for structure, someplace to hang out.
They say the bonita's up in the bay right now too. Lots of bonita. People have been killing it up in there with them.
Yeah, I run out of here up and down the bay a lot. So yeah, there's a lot of bonita, Spanish mackerel, seeing them, sky on the baits. There's a lot of bait in the bay right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Sometimes on occasion you'll see like massive, when the big kings are in the bay, when you'll see big schools of ladyfish and bluefish, going in there, you just, they're cruising around right underneath there, right along the edge of the ship channel.
Yeah.
It says, what kind of bait do you use when you catch the tournament smoker kingfish, and where and how do you get them?
Now that's $1 million question. It's all on who you ask. 99.9% of the people are fishing with blue runners or mullet, and I have a captain that fishes with ballyhoo. He drags ballyhoo. That's his life is ballyhoo. I'm sure he's going to scream at me for saying that, but he's a ballyhoo guy. Last year when the red tide went through and nobody could get live bait, someone said, "Hey, go get a ribbon fish." God bless you for telling me about ribbon fish, but I'll never touch another one in my life. I don't know what it is with those things. We couldn't throw it at a fish to get it to bite. We tried using them. We tried using them in our crab traps, and the crabs wouldn't eat these damn things. But I think the ribbon fish is an East Coast thing. From my experience, it's blue runners or mullet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like ladyfish on the beach early in the morning, because they're not the easiest things to keep alive. But years ago, we won the SKA at Gators, the Suncoast Kingfish Classic, and that ate them. Blue runner on a downrigger. Roughest day, we're in a 23-foot Century. We'd been out at the 10 fathom. There was only one other boat out there. It was a Cape Horn or something, and we'd lose sight of it. I mean, it was just like go. So we didn't really have any bait. So. And we had no business being out there. Had a downrigger down and just another like 2 flat lines out, cut the engine, and we're just drifting. And so the wind was blowing out of the north, typical kingfish, cold front north wind. And it was blowing us towards the ship channel. And all of a sudden that downrigger just bam, took off. And sure enough, up come this, that one was 39 pounds. And which typically nowadays isn't going to win a tournament, but it did in that one because it was just so nasty. There was just nothing going on, but it was so rough. We had to keep on going towards the ship channel, tuck in behind a freighter that was coming in because there's no way we could have beat our way up to John's Pass. So hopped in behind the freighter, followed it in underneath to the Skyway, and then ran the intercoastal up. So that was on a blue runner. Then a couple years ago, we got third at King of the Beach. And that just ate a hardtail. That was a cigar minnow. I was up on a bow fighting a fish, and my buddy was starting to clear lines. And when he grabbed it and just kind of changed the pace of the bait, that other cigar minnow went. So and that one ended up being 42 pounds and something, and it was good for third. So I mean, elephants eat peanuts, right? So it's you never know. If you could have the biggest bait or just a normal old cigar minnow, so it's just, who knows?
Yeah, we use those too. We typically use whatever we can get at that point in time.
Right.
Yeah.
And you hope you don't run out. And can you tell me why the weather always knows when it's Kingfish Day that it's got to be horrible, or the seas have to be 4 to 6 feet, sometimes more? Why?
Yeah.
Always.
Well, I'll tell you what, because it was King of the Beach. So that one with the 42 pounder, it never works like this, but to that day it did. So we were out I don't give everybody knows. We were at the peaks
Mm-hmm.
and fish hit. We caught that one, and we had that one in the boat. We had a 38 pounder in the boat. Put lines back out. We hooked a hammerhead. Said, screw it, we're done. 9 o'clock, cranked up, running back in. We're sitting in the pool at 11 o'clock, chilling out, hanging out, because you can go to the King of the Beach. You can take your fish by car. You can truck them up. But it was just one of those perfect days. How many times you're out there, man? I just wish that fish had hit and we could be done. And but that one time, it worked. It was crazy. What a day! It was awesome.
Oh, we've been out there before when it's been, I don't know, at least six foot swells, and you're just hanging on. Oh, and you're like, oh, what am I doing?
Mother Nature's got a sick sense of humor.
It really does.
What's that YouTube video? I love kingfishing. If you haven't watched it, yes, everybody needs to watch that thing. A little animated cartoon.
Yeah. Lisa asked, "What do you have any insider tips for preparing for the day out?" Oh, lots of tips.
from which aspect? Are you talking someone that's going to go fishing with Reeling Freedom? When a veteran goes fishing with us, they bring nothing. All we tell them to bring is bring a rain jacket, and if they want any alcoholic beverages, to bring that, because we don't know what everybody drinks. But when veterans fish with us, they bring absolutely nothing. It doesn't cost them a dime, and they typically will go home with a shirt like this and a hat like this. So yeah. But when we go fishing, obviously you hydrate for days before, because you're going to get dehydrated on the water. So that's a big thing. And we tie lines for hours and days. So
and weeks.
Yeah.
Yes, as you know.
We need to absolutely.
My guys are prepping right now.
Yep. You literally, for tournaments, you prep for weeks out. You go out fishing for bait days before.
Free fishing.
Yeah. There's no last minute prep. I mean, the last minute prep is load your coolers with drinks and food. So,
and I say at Reeling Freedom too, we're 100% volunteer. Captain Gene Hammond works a full-time job. I work a full-time job. Danielle works a full-time job. We got Nick Martellano. He's on our board too as well. He works a full-time job. Mike Stevens, he works with us too. He works a full-time job. So we make absolutely no money from Reeling Freedom. It's 100% profit goes to the foundation to put veterans on the boats. We get paid nothing. Our payment is putting smiles on people and putting them on the water, because I believe that changes people's lives.
Yeah. What a great cause, man. That's so cool. You guys, came up with this. And thank you for your service too, man. That's awesome. So I guess if somebody's got a boat though and wants to take some veterans out, liability wise and stuff like that, if they got to be a licensed captain and all that, or can just a volunteer,
anybody can volunteer. When you go onto our website and you sign up, you sign a waiver, releasing us of all liability. But basically, when you go fishing with a Reeling Freedom, you're just going out to have a good time on the water. We are all licensed captains. However, it's not a requirement, because when you get on the boat, the agreement is, hey, we're just going fishing. It's a bunch of guys going fishing. We're having a good time. We do have insurance. We do have licenses. We have all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, we're just going fishing. And my goal is to send you home with fish. So that's what we do. A lot of the captains we do have businesses, and so they do run it as a business, but we do not run it as a business. I am a 50-ton master captain, but I don't do charters. I don't let anybody pay me anything to go on my boat. We may split the fuel if we go to the middle grounds or something like that. But typically, people come on my boat, they're just going fishing and having a good time. Yeah.
Lisa just asked, how do you become involved to help? Basically, the help that we look for is when we do our tournaments, like our yearly tournaments, and then we set up events, because we do fish in the tournaments. So we typically need people to stand back and help run the booth and sell our merchandise. And just when we do the events, we help setting up and tearing down. So that's kind of where we need the help. And then we need captains to help get veterans out on the water. So you can sign up through the foundation website, or you can.
We need doers. We need doers. We need people that want to stand up and help. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna throw people under the bus. We have people that come out of the woodwork every day and say, "What can we do to help? How can we help?" And then when it comes down to the rubber meeting the road and helping out, they're gone. But we need doers. We need people that truly want to help out the cause and help it. We do a lot with other nonprofits as well. It's not all about reeling freedom. It's about the cause. We do a lot of stuff with other veteran organizations that prevent PTSD. Honor Off Road is a jeeping club. We do a ton of stuff with Honor Off Road, and they do the same thing we do. They provide therapy to veterans that need it. They do jeeping events, and we put veterans in empty seats in their jeeps, so they go off roading and get all muddy and dirty and climb rocks and do all kinds of crazy stuff with those guys. So it's not all about just fishing, because some people don't want to fish; they want to do something else. We also have shooting clubs. We'll go up to some ranges and go shooting. We do whatever we can just to make people happy and have a good time. So we do all kinds of stuff.
Nick just asked a question about MarineMax. I know we're kind of all over the place, but it kind of all ties together with boating because we're all boaters. Nick just asked if there's any plans for Abacos to reopen for vacations. All I can say is it's in the works. So just be patient. We are getting our stuff back together to get over there. I don't have dates, but it's coming soon without getting myself in trouble. So we're excited. Things are moving forward.
So we were there briefly, and then like talk about the ultimate bad timing, right? Then the hurricane came through.
Was it Doreen?
Yeah.
Was that her name? Doreen? Was it Doreen that went through?
I can't remember. We were there. We were there
so.
right before it happened too. Right before it was beautiful.
July. Yeah.
We were there for the cheeseburger party. It was awesome.
Yeah, we got to go over and take the boat out, the 44, and we spent. I think we were there almost 9-10 days out on the 44, and just kind of we were going around. We did the cheeseburger party. I met Abby out there, and we just kind of did some little bit of marketing and hung out, and then we kind of did a little bit of island hopping and visited some of the local bars, and it was fun. We had a great time, and then a week later, I believe it was Doreen that went through and just
leveled it.
Yeah. So
some days at work are better than others, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say I love my job. I have the best job in the world.
I don't know. I like mine too.
I get to plan people's vacations, and I get to go help people sometimes over there as well. So like I'll be going, I believe looks like February to go lead one of these flotillas. So that's going to be super fun. Paul and I get to go do that. So
outstanding.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'm a captain for MarineMax too, so they send me down to the BVI's every now and then to do a flotilla, or they need a boat moved or something like that. They can call me because I'm on the approved captains list for MarineMax as well.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, super fun.
So let's just kind of recap, and we'll start wrapping this up. So Paul, if you want to do the Reeling Freedoms thing, and just kind of both of you go through your website and how people can get hold of you.
Yeah, so reelingfreedom.com is our website. We're a 501c3 nonprofit charity. We provide no-cost charters to disabled veterans or any veteran in need. We don't limit it to just veterans. We also do first responders because a lot of those guys out there have issues too. I had a therapist call me from Villages one time that I went through captain school with. He said, "Hey, I have a police officer that has some severe PTSD, got shot. He's got some issues. Would you take him fishing?" I said, "Absolutely." So I don't discriminate. Anybody in need that's got some issues that wants a day in the water, just give me a call, send me an email, go to our website, reelingfreedom.com, and sign up. We also have on Facebook, we have the Reeling Freedom fan page, and we do raffles on there with Yetis and other stuff to raise money for the foundation. It's 100% payback out to the veterans. We don't make a dime. We all work a full-time job. So get on there and check it out, reelingfreedom.com.
Absolutely. And then if you want to get some more information about vacations in the British Virgin Islands, you can go to MarineMaxVacations.com. You can email me as well at Danielle.Gage@MarineMax.com. You can look it up that way, and would definitely love to get you some more information.
So outstanding. Thanks. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, really quick, and if anybody is interested in sponsoring the foundation, we're always looking for sponsors. Some corporations will come on and say, "Hey, can you take my executive team out fishing? I'll make a $5,000 donation to the foundation," and then it'll put people on the water. So we have a lot of corporations make donations. We bring their corporate team out, we get them on the water, we get them fish, and then they in turn pay for trips for veterans. Fireside Pizza in Palm Harbor, they pay for a lot of trips. They're one of our biggest sponsors. Devine Brewing Company in Palm Harbor, they pay for a lot of trips. Angler Armory Fishing Club pays for a lot of trips. Dylan Hubbard takes care of us. We had Captain Mike Anderson with the Real Animals. They're really good to us. Florida Fishing Products, Bull Bay Rods. I mean, it's endless. We have a lot of support. But if you want to sponsor anything in the foundation, give us a call. We are a 501c3, so it's 100% tax write-off. I know at the end of the year, people are looking for tax write-offs. So don't forget us over here at Reeling Freedom, because we can use all the support we can get.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All those people and companies you just mentioned, man, they're all just top notch, you know.
They are.
So support them, support you guys. I want to thank you for your time and everybody that was watching this. You can check us out on Facebook, at YouTube, and all the other likely channels and places you can find us. Next week, we're going to be discussing the Getaways, and we're going to have Brock Trimble with us. Hopefully Nick gets his technical difficulties squared away. But once again, everybody, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. And we'll see you out on the water soon.
Thanks for having us.
Have a good